Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
I'd like to welcome you to the June 10th, 2026 City of Springfield License Commission meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5:31 p.m. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the Springfield Board of License Commissioners hearing held on Wednesday, May 27th, 2026. Did the commissioners have an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
Yes. Any corrections? No. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for the Springfield Board of License Commissioners hearing held on Wednesday, May 27, 2026. There a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky?
Yes.
And I was not present, so I would not vote. Thank you.
So, Madam Chair, if we need to get Attorney Kelly out of here as quick as we can. So if we can skip to, I think his first matter is new business petition 1 for Family Market Group.
Okay. So we will go ahead and go to the informational hearing. The first one will be Ace Will Do It, LLC, DBA Lemoore, located at 111 Chestnut Street, Asif Khan, manager of record. And this is on an incident of March 29, 2026.
Good evening. I'm Daniel Kelly, 33 Mulberry Street, on behalf of Ace Will Do It, Lemoore. Mr. Asif Khan is also on there under the Lemoore logo.
Okay. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Okay.
I can start, or I can let Attorney Schmidt start. I'll just wait to go from what your preference is, Madam Chair Lady.
You can go ahead and start, Attorney Kelly.
Okay, so this was an incident designed for informational hearing. Obviously, this was an incident where
there is an echo.
Okay, sure. So making sure it's not me. Just making.
Dan, are you signed in on 2 devices?
Maybe I was. How's it? That better?
That's better.
Yep.
Much
Okay.
better.
I knew it was me then. I was right. So the head of security from left the restaurant bar that night, and he was leaving down by Kimball Towers. He was shot. He is an LTC holder, and he was shot. He's not sure if he returned fire. That's what the police report says, and he was hurt. He made it back to the door. Again, it's like a block away. It's you know, if you know where Leah Moore is, it's like down. It's not far, but it's about a block away where Kimball Towers was. He knocked on the door. Mr. Khan, who's here, was there. He was able to get him in, and they called an ambulance. The police arrived and began their investigation. Mr. Khan tells me that he was there till about 5 a.m. or so. And at some point he asked if he could go home, and they said yes. Later on, and I had sent the screenshots to Attorney Schmidt, a particular detective, probably not from the License Commission, but probably who was investigating the actual like criminal aspect of it, reached out and contacted Mr. Khan, and who he brought then back to with a security guy. It gave them access to the facility and gave them they took all the video footage from everything that they could. Keep in mind, they were inside and had full authority to do whatever they wanted that night. Another report says that he said he couldn't have access to the video. that's not his memory because he was there that night till 5 a.m. And the police had roped him off and they were inside most of the night. Now, as a practical matter, as a result of this and some other medical issues, Leamore has closed. I don't know if you've noticed that. They've been closed since within a day or two of this incident. And actually, he has no plans to reopen. He's in the process of selling the license. And I think you may see a transfer come across your desk probably the next, if I had to guess, 30 to 45 days or so.
So if I may, and you know, I've already discussed these issues with Attorney Kelly, but the issues for the city here, Mr. Khan, you did not provide the city with an updated phone number. So every phone number that's on your application, you know, does not include the number that you're using now. So if you, you know, you need to make sure, you know, obviously we have it now. But you know, in the future, whether you reopen or you own another business, you know, that's a real concern because I understand you cooperated with the Detective Bureau, and that's great. But the Detective Bureau is not Officer George Anderson, who's in charge of the licensing matters. And Officer Anderson is ultimately responsible for investigating and reporting to this commission. So any bar owner in the city, any restaurant owner in the city, if George Anderson is looking to speak to you, he's got to be able to do his job. And the city of Springfield's a pretty big city. We have a pretty big police department. You know, Officer Anderson is not, you know, always going to be in touch with the Detective Bureau on these matters. And frankly, he's usually not going to be. They have very different responsibilities. He's not in the Detective Bureau. He's in the Firearms Bureau when he's not doing these things. So, you know, Mr. Khan, we really need you to make sure, you know, if you are open and running the business, that we have the right phone number for you. And then finally, the other concern that I raised, you know, and I'm sure the commissioners might have their own comments, but I was concerned about the security policy here, and Attorney Kelly and I are already working on fixing that. And if there's a new owner, you know, obviously, you know, we'll deal with that person. So that's my 2 cents on this.
I will tomorrow email the correct number to the commission office, to all and everybody who's on the email chain that I get. And we make a pledge. I don't think they're, like I said, they're not going to open up, but if he can't sell and he has to open up under a new management team, I'll make sure before he opens up, he has a security plan that's been agreed to by the city's solicitor's office.
Thank you. Any questions from the commissioners? No questions? Okay. Then I will make a motion to dismiss. Take no action. Is there a second?
Second.
Next item is Amapola Bakery and Bistro LLC, DBA Mojitos Bar and Restaurant located at 497 Belmont Avenue, Nukisha M. Perez, Manager of Record. And this is an incident report from March 16th, 2026.
Madam
Do
Chair,
we need
before,
to take a vote on,
I'm sorry.
do we need to take a vote?
Oh,
We didn't take the
now
vote.
take the vote. Sorry.
Thanks,
Okay.
Andrew.
Commissioner Cade,
yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Thank you. Okay, Attorney Kelly.
Yes, I have it as a practical matter. I have that this is the May 4th incident. Just want to make sure. I know it says advertised it as March 16th. I think it's a misprint. The report that the office provided me is May 14th. So that we're prepared to go forward on that. May 4th, excuse me. And to the extent that it's March 6th, that if you deem that to be not proper notice, then or if it's deemed not to be proper notice, we hereby waive any notice requirements. We were certainly on notice for tonight's hearing, and we're all here ready to go, if that's okay. So to make sure that you have May 4th,
So,
the reports in front of you.
Attorney Kelly, so
Yep.
that report is pending. So that is one that's put aside because of the nature of the victim afterward. There was an
Okay.
incident actually on March 16th.
Okay. In which case, then the city mistakenly gave me the May 4th report, and we were ready to go tonight on that. So I'm not ready to go tonight on the March 16th report because I did not get that.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine, Attorney Kelly.
Yep.
We can continue this on the merits, but one thing I do want to cross off the list tonight is, so there was an issue with Officer
We can
Anderson.
continue to our next meeting. That'd be enough time. I'm sorry?
Rosa, I just want to deal with one part of this before we continue it.
Okay.
Thanks. As part of this, we had a concern that Officer Anderson was not able to get in touch with Ms. Perez, who's on the Zoom and is the manager of the record. And I can just report on that front. That's the city of Springfield's fault. Nikisha Perez absolutely gave us the correct phone number on paperwork that she submitted, and that was not put into our system. That's not her fault. Officer Anderson was calling the wrong number. I know Ms. Perez was a little stressed about that, so I wanted to make it clear that that's not her fault, and we know that. And Officer Anderson, do we need more time on this than just the next meeting?
For this
Because of the
incident
investigation?
or for the May 4th? So this one was on March 16th, I believe. Let me see. It was March 16th. It just never got, I submitted it and then it never just got put through. I don't know.
If you can email me the report, I can certainly email. If you email the report, I'm not tonight. I know it's after business hours, but if the office
I
can
didn't,
email
no,
the
no, I
report
didn't.
tomorrow.
Okay, I don't want, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Yep, go ahead.
Attorney Kelly.
Yep.
So I didn't want to submit the May 4th one until I actually got a hold of the actual manager of record for that incident. So
Okay.
this March 16th one, I'll send you that one.
Okay, perfect.
It's a little lesser of the two.
Okay, once I get that, I'll get right back to you about when we'll be ready. When is it? Is the next meeting, is it in July or is there another left in this month or?
June 24th.
Okay, I can't imagine we wouldn't be ready by then, but I'd like to get the report tomorrow and I'll notify the office tomorrow.
Attorney
about
Kelly, if you want July 8th or one of the, I mean, that's fine too. No, okay.
I'll notify
Yeah,
you tomorrow.
I'm sorry about that.
Yep. Once I get the report, I'm sure I can be, I can't imagine if it's the lesser of the two from, then I'm sure we'll be ready.
Okay. All right, then I'd like to make a motion to continue the Amapola Bakery and Bistro LLC DBA Mojitos Bar and Restaurant located at 497 Belmont Avenue. Nikisha Perez, Manager of Record, to June 24th, 2026. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay, thank you. We'll see you on the 24th.
And then, Madam Chair, we need to circle back. There's another matter that's Attorney Kelly's, and that is, so under new business, new petition, Family Market Group, DBA Boca Bar.
Okay, so under new business, a petition for a new annual all alcoholic beverage license on premises, general on premises for Family Market Group, Inc., DBA Boca Bar and Lounge, located at 90 Worthington Street, Jose Tomas Almonte, Manager of Record.
Good evening, Daniel Kelly, 33 Mulberry Street. This is a new petition for a liquor license, although it's been an established area and a premises that has been licensed for since the 60s, maybe longer. For dating myself, for those of you in my area, you will probably know this as TJ Horahan's. And it has it's been a bar well before that and up until the current day. The last person that held a liquor license there had it taken by your office for a Section 77. That's why a transfer couldn't go through and we had to do a new application. So procedurally, this is actually a application for a general on premises and not a restaurant license. The reason being is Mr. Almonte, who is on here, I should introduce him, is on here as the proposed owner and manager. Also, you will see logged in as Anna Crystal. You may recognize her face. I think you all know her. That is Anna that used to work in your office, who is a consultant on this and has worked on working with my office on this application. So we are doing this as a general on premises. We want to be, I think, more intellectually honest here. Nobody is going to that bar as a restaurant. If you want to go there, if you want to go downtown for a meal, there's plenty of great places to go. Mr. Almonte would be happy to point you to her. But having an air fryer in the back and handing you, mozzarella sticks that he's warmed up in this small little convention oven, or getting some chicken nuggets he bought from Costco, like the other several owners in the past have done, and handing them off as food to meet a requirement for a restaurant license seemed to us to be a waste of time, energy. Mr. Almonte wants to do away with that and be more honest. This is going to be a bar. He'll certainly have chips and stuff like that, but he's not asking for a restaurant license because he doesn't intend to masquerade as a restaurant when in fact he's not. So we wanted to be honest with the neighborhood, with the planning board, and now here with you. Also, Mr. Almonte wants to put every single ounce of his effort into what he thinks is the most important part of operating a successful business down there: security. While it's not required, we have already submitted a security to the city agreement. We sent it to the planning board. We sent it to the neighborhood council. We sent it to your office, outlining all the things that you typically only require for a late night entertainment permit. But we wanted to be upfront and hand it over a security agreement with this particular license. So I want you to know that. His security agreement will have all of the telltale signs that you typically ask for. The cameras having 30 days retention, the fact that he has to notify, all of the things that you've seen in all of your other ones. This is going to be a very security conscious establishment. A little bit about Mr. Almonte. Mr. Almonte is no stranger to nightclubs. He ran them in Dominican Republic before he immigrated here. And he's owned businesses in Springfield, and he's currently a liquor license holder. He's owned several little supermarkets in Springfield. One of them had a fire and he had to move on. He currently owns several supermarkets in Chicopee and Holyoke. He currently owns a liquor license in Holyoke, Almonte's Market. It is not a nightclub. It is not an on-premise. It is a beer and wine seasonal license. One of those April to December odd licenses they give out. But he has one of those at Almonte's Market. He's had that for several years. He's never had a violation. He's tip certified. Everybody at Almonte's Market is tip certified. Everybody that will be here will be tip certified. So this is someone that is used to operating in an environment that has some challenges for crime, as you can look at his address from Almonte's Market. Unfortunately, that address is no stranger to having some sort of issues, similar to what downtown Springfield at times can experience. Mr. Almonte is an experienced operator in that type of environment and a successful operator in that type of environment. This is just another type of business that he wants to get into. So he'll be running a bar and nightclub. He intends to, anybody who wants to eat, he'll have Singer Foods, but he'll pass them off to the Four or one of the other great restaurants we have downtown. He's looking for people that want to go, have a drink, dance to salsa music, dance to music like that. He's hoping to have a kind of more of an approach for all people of all ages that can come in if they want to have a good time and dance. That's what he's hoping to run. It is the last couple incarnations of this particular business had multiple floors. This does not. Your office, we did a transfer a few years ago, taking off the couple top floors of this. This is simply the old TJ Horahan's, as I like to refer to it. It's the first floor and the balcony. The balcony is considered part of the first floor of the building department, and so that's why it's really one floor considered. operation. He is going to have several bartenders that he's all has trained. He's going to have bouncers. The minute you get in, you're going to meet with security. You're going to be searched, and he will also be one of the people there meeting him. Mr. Almonte, who's on this Zoom, will be there shaking your hand, probably meeting you as you come into the door, as he feels that that's important to have you feel like you're welcome by the owner when you get there. This is something that's been through the neighborhood council and the planning board. Planning board passed unanimously without any restrictions. The neighborhood council, I think your office received an email. There was some discussion about 1 a.m. versus 2 a.m. And whether he'd be willing to close. We feel the last several entities in that area, in that space, went out of business. They just went out of business for a number of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why businesses go out of business. Restaurants go out of business. I've represented a lot of businesses downtown, Asteria and other ones, 350, gone out of business. He's trying to be as marketable as he can, but he really feels having to close at 1 a.m. as opposed to 2 will put him at a significant disadvantage right away and make it difficult for him to be profitable to keep this business going. We feel a well-run operating business till 2 a.m. is a much better downtown neighbor than a dark building with without anyone there. So I just read in the paper that Governor Haley thinks we should be open till 3 a.m. If you've been reading the paper. But Mr. Almonte is asking for a 2 a.m. license, and he'll have to go through the same procedure that anyone else will have to get for a late night entertainment permit, which is difficult to get. So he'll still have to go through that permit, even if you suggest that he can go to 2 a.m. A lot of the neighborhood council comments in the letter that Ms. Johnson sent, we had a long discussion about hookah. Your board doesn't license hookah, but I just want to tell you that they were concerned that he was going to sell hookah. He is going to sell hookah. Hookah has a huge markup. It helps make him profitable. It also doesn't contribute to drunk driving accidents or any of the other types of things that alcohol does. So I understand that maybe certain people look down on hookah, but it's a legal substance. It's tobacco, and in an environment where Springfield, unfortunately, in my opinion, sells cannabis on every corner, seemingly, it seems that having a hookah place seems to be more benign social interaction. So I'll certainly turn it over to Mr. Almonte, who can unmute himself, and Anna, who can unmute herself. Mr. Almonte's primary language is Spanish. However, his you may not know that because, in my opinion, his English is perfect. But Anna is also among her many roles. Anna can also act as his interpreter if needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Kelly.
So, Jose, if you want to unmute.
Tiene que prender el micrófono, José.
Sí, sí. Hello, how you doing? Good evening. Yes, my name is Jose Almonte. I want to start a new business in Springfield. Like I look out, it's something Springfield needed. Something, like people enjoying, people feel like, I see a lot of places, but I try to bring something new, something safety in this area. And like I said, I respect, all the new entertainment places have in Springfield, but I try to offer something new and nice for city of Springfield.
Thank you.
One question I have, Attorney Kelly.
Yep.
So, and this is a little bit of an issue in the city. Has he submitted everything he needs to the city and the state to have hookah, or does that need to be done?
It still needs to be done. It's a much longer process. Not that I'm suggesting this is a short process, but
Sure.
it's also, as I'm sure you know, for those of you who don't, hookah is licensed the reverse of liquor. So in other words, Mr. Monte has to first start at the state level, go through that process. Once the state approves him, then he has to go in front of the city, not your board, other agencies to be approved. So he's working through that process. And again, we want to be transparent here. You'll be, if you go to Mr. Almonte's nightclub, should it open and should you pass it, we're hopeful that the state at some point will allow him to sell hookah.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make clear that, he can't until that licensing occurs, because that actually has been happening in the city, and that's something we're working on right now. So we certainly don't want another business having hookah without a license.
Understood. I can tell you that Ms. Martinez, formerly of your office, is the one spearheading the hookah application, so I have no doubt that every I will be dotted and T will be crossed.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Mr. Almonte, I have a few questions for you. Where do you live, sir?
I live in West Springfield, 686 Emmons Road.
Okay. And what are the hours that you plan on being open?
I expect to open 5 in the afternoon to 2 in the 2 a.m. nighttime.
Okay.
AM.
AM. Of those hours, how many hours you plan on being there?
Like I said, that's I do it much of the time. I expect to do it like much of the time because I want to focus only in this particular business right now. Because I know how another business right now. I work a couple hours with my son, but I want to do it. I want to do it and focus only in this business for now. I know only almost like I say full time in this business.
So you plan on being there from the time it opens until the time that it closes?
That's correct.
Okay. And I know you mentioned, or Attorney Kelly mentioned, that there are other businesses that you have. Do you happen to be manager of record anywhere else?
It's correct. Like I said, I run in my own business like for 4 years in Dominican Republic, but I used to have manager from GAB Corporation.
Un
Almonte
segundo,
Market.
José. Ella te
Ujú.
está preguntando que si usted es manager, listado como manager en su licencia de alcohol, donde usted tiene su licencia de alcohol, el seasonal
No.
license.
Oh, sorry. The president. I'm el presidente de la corporación. Yo soy el dueño de la licencia. I'm on the license.
Okay, so usted tiene un manager diferente ahí cuando
No.
abran.
No, soy yo el mismo, el dueño. ¿Cómo es? Yo soy el dueño de la licencia.
Okay. Commission, he's saying that he is the owner of the corporation that rents his seasonal license. So he is also the manager there. And as Attorney Kelly did state, that license does run seasonal from April until January, if I'm not mistaken.
So basically, I would have to come back to Attorney Schmidt because I know that you cannot be manager of record on two different licenses, but being that this is seasonal, I am not sure how that would play.
Well, that depends. I mean, Mr. Almonte, if you have a bar that's open at the same time as the seasonal matters, I would suggest that you find a different manager of record for the seasonal matters. I think that's what my commissioners are going to say. Ultimately your bigger responsibility is going to be this bar. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So I think, and Attorney Kelly can speak for you, but what I would suggest is that, you tell us going forward that you're going to have a different manager for the seasonal matter, and then you're going to manage the bar. That would be our hope.
Yes, so I just want to jump in here. He owns the corporation. He's not the manager of record, and I'll get that. If he is, we'll change it. It's his impression that it's his son. He owns the corporation. His son is the manager of the seasonal, and it's not a bar. I just want to make sure that we understand it's a beer and wine store that's part of a supermarket. Like if you go to Big Y, just a
It's
small version of it.
off-premise.
Then I have no concern.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any questions from the commissioners?
No.
As
No.
long as we are certain that he is not the manager of record for the other location. I don't, he indicated that he was, but as you indicated, Attorney Kelly, he's not. So we just need to make sure that he's not.
If you allow me one moment, I could go ahead and ask him again.
Yep.
José, la comisión quiere saber ¿quién es el manager en la licencia de alcohol? Ya tenemos claro que usted es dueño de esa cooperación, pero listado como manager en la licencia de alcohol, ¿es usted o su hijo?
No, soy yo personalmente, porque yo soy el que trabajo ahí.
Ok. Ok, pues usted está listado como manager de récord en esa licencia de alcohol.
Es correcto. Eso es correcto.
Ok. Ok, hay un pequeño inconveniente con eso, que la comisión te está recomendando que usted cambie el manager de esa licencia, porque usted va a tener que tener todo su atención a este negocio.
Sí, eso para que estemos claros, voy a empezar un proceso de transferencia a mi hijo en la licencia que tengo reciente para que él sea el manager de la licencia en su totalidad.
Okay, so Commissioner, Mr. Almonte is explaining that he is currently listed as manager of record on his seasonal license. However, he does have a plan in place where he will be transferring that managerial position to his son at the seasonal license.
Okay.
Thank you,
and
Anna.
we probably need to just get that documented that he has changed over.
Okay. We'll get that to you, definitely. Absolutely.
No problem.
Okay. Mr. Amante, I have a couple other questions. I wanted to make sure that you understand the responsibility a manager of record has for such a license. Do you understand the responsibilities? Has Attorney Kelly and Anna explained those responsibilities to you?
That's correct. I know how the responsibility when you handle it, like the liquor license and also the business, like the business one open. I know especially the responsibility to you run the business inside. You know, like you have to take a lot of responsibility. I know, and I can handle this part.
Okay, so with the responsibility comes, making sure that no one underage is coming into the building, that, no one's bringing any weapons into the building, that no one is being overserved.
That's correct.
So because there's a lot of responsibility everywhere you go. Younger people would always try and come into these places, right? So if anything were to happen in this establishment while you are the manager of record, it will be your responsibility, and you would have to answer to this board whether you are present or not. So you could be home, you left because you were tired and, or something. But if something happens, the person that has to come in front of us will be you.
That's correct. No,
So
and I take a responsibility. That's correct.
you understand that responsibility and you
As,
accept that
absolutely,
responsibility.
absolutely, yes.
Okay. Okay. Any questions? Any other questions from the commission?
I do. I see in the letter from the neighborhood association that that it was explained to you that normally the Metro Center Association recommends a midnight closing time, and that Mr. Almonte, you explained that you felt you needed 2 a.m. To be profitable, and they suggested a compromise of 1 a.m. So would that not be, would that 1 hour really make that big a difference going to 1 a.m.? That seems like a fair compromise to me, as the recommendation from the neighborhood association. So I just wanted to ask you about that, or Attorney Kelly.
I understand it may seem fair. I get that. But you're in competition with people who are open till 2. I don't think it's a fair compromise because starting at midnight, I think is unreasonable. I mean, if you're going to have a bar that closes at midnight, you're going to be in business for a blink of an eye. You will lose your entire investment. It's just it's a fact of life, unfortunately. So I get, well, 1 a.m. is the middle road between 1 and 2, but I understand closing time seems to be the most typical problematic time. So whether you're closing at 1 or 2, closing time is the issue. And I think having a good closing operation, good security operation at closing is the key to that, whether you're closing at 1 or 2. He wants to remain competitive, wants to stay in business and not go out of business like the last several places have down there. And I think he's submitted a security plan that is important about shutting the lights off early, having people out of the business by like 1. I think you have the security plan in front of you, but you can see what it says. But I think he has a good security plan in for 2. And particularly when you guys, who knows, you may vote later on this year to open up bars till 3. I don't know if you are or not, but certainly that's what that's the trend now. I think closing at midnight is unreasonable, and I think 1 o'clock puts them at a significant competitive disadvantage in an already very difficult marketplace.
Okay. Thank you.
So to the commissioners, what are you, how are you guys feeling? What do you suggest in terms of the closing? What are you thinking?
Well, I think basically, previously, we've always, if we come to a situation like this, we would offer perhaps a trial period of 6 months. That's what we've done in the past. That's just throwing that out for discussion from our commissioners.
Okay. Okay, and anything else, other commissioners?
I myself feel that we shouldn't be cutting the business at the knees there where everyone else closes at 2. I've always said that if there's an issue, this is why the process is here for them to come in front of us and we deal with that issue at hand. 6 months later, no, I agree to the fact that let them stay open till 2. And the process is if something happens, they come in front of us. It is what it is. But shutting them down at 2 o'clock, shutting them down at 1 o'clock when everybody else is open at 2, you're creating a disadvantage on the establishment who's trying to start something and work with us with the city. That's just my opinion, but I favor the 2 o'clock. And now the 3 o'clock thing, if I remember correctly, Mr. Kelly, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the governor wants to do that during the FIFA situation. I don't think that's something that she's looking to do for all year round. I think it's just something she wants to do for the FIFA time that's going to be here till the mid-July or the end of July.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I just put it out as, but what I found interesting, that we're getting off topic, but at first it started off with just places that serve, you can only have it if they're game on the West Coast. But now I read something, I was reading the legislation, it doesn't, I guess it doesn't matter for here, but you're right. Yeah, it was just anywhere, it was opt in, and you'd have to, Mr. Mayor, you'd have to vote on it to opt in for this municipality.
Okay.
Till July 31st.
Okay. Anyone to speak on behalf of this particular petition or an opposition? No. Okay. Then Commissioner Safransky, would you like to make a motion?
I after hearing discussion, I think I agree with the 2 a.m. I just, I wanted to raise the neighborhood association's concerns. Since they took the trouble to write a letter and spoke with Mr. Almonte and Attorney Kelly. But I do agree that we don't want to create a disadvantage right from the start, and we can always address it if there are issues. So I would sorry, I gotta find it. New business. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I couldn't find it. I make a motion to approve the petition for a new annual all alcohol beverages license on premises, general on premises for Family Market Group Inc., DBA Boca Bar and Lounge located at 90 Worthington Street. Jose Tomas Almonte, manager of record.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
No.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Armando, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
We don't want to see you back here.
No, nowhere.
Okay.
Everybody I respect, pero I hope for the first day I can come enjoy, for respect for everybody, be enjoying to see how I work and how I run my business.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Luck.
Thank you, Attorney Kelly.
Thank you all. Nice to
Thank
see
you.
everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you
Thank
too.
Thank you, Anna.
Good luck.
Okay.
And Attorney Kelly, are you still there?
Yes.
Just to let you know that the correct March police report was in the, I know, don't worry about the confusion, but the correct police report was in the packet and I re-forwarded it to you. So you do have that March Mojitos police report.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
I'll look at it. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, if we can go to under new business, petition number 2, Azul Agave, Attorney Price and his clients have been waiting patiently since I think they got here at 5:05.
Oh, boy. Okay. Then, new petition for new alcohol, a new annual all alcoholic beverages restaurant license for Creative A&A Investments LLC, DBA Azul Agave, located at 1000 Hall of Fame Avenue. Angelo Gomez and George A. Gomez, manager of record.
Keep your voice up. Yep. So they're present in person with their attorney, Bob Price.
Okay. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, members of the commission. My name is Attorney Bob Price. And I have here Alex Gomez and Angelo Gomez, and also Mr. Michael Donovan, who is no stranger to the License Commission, having several licenses a while back.
So before Attorney Price gets too far, I do want to let the commissioners know that they have not been in front of the planning board. The planning board wants this, would I think prefer that this be continued. But I think Attorney Price is going to try to convince you to issue this contingent on that happening. So I don't know if the board wants to discuss that first before we get into a long discussion.
When are they planning this get in front of the planning board?
I'm sorry, when what?
When are you planning to get in front of the planning board?
The planning board hearing was scheduled for June 3rd. And no one from the petitioner showed up. As a result of that, they tabled it to June 17th, which is next week. In my discussion with the office and with Attorney Schmidt, they said, well, we really should wait till the License Commission meets on June 24th, which is your next meeting, in order to take it up, in order to take up the petition. My thing, this is a procedural matter versus a substantive matter. When I spoke to Jim Downey of the planning board, he said that his staff basically had approved, and I let me say that the location is where Plan B Burger was, next to the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is now vacant and has been vacant for some time. And my thought is that we're here. we've published. As far as I know, all paperwork is in order. And we'd like to make a presentation. And if the commission would consider, if they were to approve it at this time, approve it conditionally upon the planning board approving it at their June 17th meeting.
Thank you. Okay, commissioners, would you like to move forward and just entertain this petition today?
One other thing I'm sorry, one other thing I
Go
might
ahead.
add.
Maybe you might.
That
Go
the
ahead.
sta-
Go ahead.
that the staff, planning board staff, I mean, that in existence there have been several restaurants at this location. So zoning, as far as use is concerned, as far as parking is concerned, there's really no question that they would approve it. The only thing he did say was signage, the only sign that they would allow up would be a grand opening or something like that. None of these other fancy signs. But I did have conversation with him, and he led me to believe that there wouldn't be a problem with the planning board approving this because of the location.
Thank you.
I understand what you're saying, but I still think we should wait on the planning board. It's only going to be a week before our next meeting. If we could put you on to the next meeting to the agenda. Because we don't know exactly what could potentially happen during that planning board, what things can come up. And I myself do not feel that we should be granting a liquor license without the planning board's approval, and messing up the flow and how things go. I myself, I do apologize for the inconvenience this may cause, but I don't see it's going to cause that much of an inconvenience of a week later from the planning board meeting. Oh,
The thing is that, okay, the thing is that by granting some kind of a conditional approval, and that's if you do that, okay, it triggers some action under the lease provisions of this premises, of this space, which allows the petitioners to go in there and start cleaning the premises, cleaning the equipment, because there is existing equipment there. So it gives them an opportunity to go in and really start the process. And of course, the lease is conditional upon getting a license approved by the state. But at least they can start to go, it triggers some action under the lease provision. Kevin Moran from Colebrook is here. He could address that a little bit. They manage the premises there, and that would be a reason. It's another delay, and then of course going to the state. That's that's our position, that conditional approvals. I don't know if you grant conditional approvals. I think in hearing some of your what you've said on previous petitions, that you might consider that. That's all we're asking.
I do understand where you're coming from, but if it was going to be a major lapse, like for instance, the planning board was not going to meet with you in July, first and sometime in late July or August, I myself will consider that. But couple weeks and a week difference, to me, it's not. I don't see the advantage of granting a license for a week apart to know what the planning board would like to hear or make their decision. Like I said, I do apologize for the inconvenience it may cause, but I don't see it to be basically a 2 weeks difference to make too much of a difference.
Would you consider, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that my position is a little different than that. Is that the conditional approval is not actually approval. So depending upon whatever the planning board comes back with, it's still pending. So therefore, my position is I don't have a problem with the conditional pending approval. That's just my position.
I was just going to say that if we were able to present tonight, because you have the notice, you have the publication, all the paperwork is in, we're here. If you decide that you don't want to grant a conditional approval, that at least we will have done the presentation and not necessarily be required to be here physically on the 24th.
I would.
I don't agree with that.
Pardon?
Yeah, that's not really how it works.
No.
I would like to ask the commission if you'd like to, I don't know, take a vote on to whether we want to go ahead and hear this petition today. So those that would like to hear the petition today, can you just let it be known?
Is that a vote or is just that wouldn't be a vote though?
No, well, I just asking.
Well, it would be a vote. It would be a vote to continue the matter, and if it's denied, if you don't want to continue the matter, Commissioner Cade, which I get that you probably don't, you can just vote no on the motion to continue it to the next date. And then if the no's win, then you can go ahead with your conditional approval. I think that'd probably be the most efficient way to do it.
Right.
Okay.
Then I'd like to make a motion to take a vote to decide whether to listen to this petition today or not.
Well, Madam Chair, I would just call it a motion to continue to June 24th, and then if the motion is denied, you know that you can hear the presentation.
Okay. Then I'd like to make a motion to continue this petition for new annual all alcohol beverage restaurant license for Creative A&A Investments, DBA Azul Agave, until March 26th.
4th.
24th.
June 24th.
June 24th. I'm sorry. June 24th. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
No.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa? Yes. So the yes have it.
Correct. So the matter will be continued to June 24th. We're sorry for any inconvenience, but this is our standard practice. And we'll see you back on the 24th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the new petition for all alcoholic beverage license for WRLR and R LLC DBA District Fusion Table located at 278 Worthington Street, Ryan Kelly, manager of record.
Yes, present.
Okay.
This is a matter that we've already reviewed. We actually approved it.
Right.
But it was sent back from Boston because Will Quarterman, who's on the application as an owner of the business, not the manager of record, did not disclose criminal convictions. And we did provide some materials to you in the packet. But Boston, ran his history, found convictions that weren't disclosed. There is an affidavit attached in the packet that you likely saw from Mr. Quarterman, suggesting that basically explaining that he felt he didn't know he had convictions. Certainly if the commission wants more time with this issue, you could certainly continue it. But there are some, questions, that need to be asked here that I'll be asking. But if the commissioners, didn't have time to really dig into this application and affidavit, and you want more time, this would certainly be appropriate and I think fair to the applicant under the circumstances.
Okay.
But if you did all review these materials and you're ready to go, then fine.
No. Attorney Smith, do you think a July continuance would be enough time?
That's up to you. I'm ready to go. It's whether commissioners. I saw some shocked faces, which led me to believe that maybe some commissioners didn't realize what the issue was.
Right.
But you do already have the materials.
Okay.
So it's really up to you, how much time, but it's an unusual issue. It's something we certainly haven't had, since I've been on the board, and we don't run criminal histories. What happens is it goes to Boston, and we did, for the record, approve this business, and then there were some other issues with the paperwork as well. But it's primarily my understanding the issue of undisclosed criminal convictions that resulted in this being back before us.
Okay.
Attorney Smith, if I could, I'm Will Quarterman. If I could say something.
Well, again, if you want a fair hearing and they haven't had time to really dig into this, it's in your benefit, frankly, that it be continued. But you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
I'm just like kind of shocked because this is our third time before this board. I understand the severity of. I'm not even sure what parts of or you guys are looking at, but I was just under the understanding that a non-conviction is a non-conviction. So when you say there's shocked faces, I'm thinking we're here because of a 1989 disorderly conduct charge and a 1989 traffic violation. So anything else that you have there, that's a non-conviction that I went to court for and was found not to be a conviction is just my concern.
Mr. Foreman, your application, which we approved, I want to make that really clear.
Yes.
Which we approved, went to Boston, and Boston found that you did not disclose convictions. So that explanation doesn't explain to us why you didn't know you had convictions. And that's ultimately what this is going to be about. It's about the failure to disclose more than it's about what actually happened.
Okay.
And frankly, no matter what this board does, there may still be problems in Boston. I don't know. But again, I just want to make it really clear. We moved your application as quick as we could. There were a lot of paperwork errors. We ultimately approved it. So, please don't complain to this board about any delay because it did not come from us.
I'm not complaining, sir, whatsoever. No, I know Springfield had nothing to do with this, and please don't take me the wrong way. I'm not complaining about anything. All I'm asking is if I'm being judged on non-convictions or if I'm being judged on the convictions that I didn't know I had because they were 40 years old, and I put the affidavit in there for that.
Well, Mr. Quarterman, I mean it's hard to understand, and again, I don't vote, okay? But these are the kind of questions the commissioners are going to be asking you. It's kind of hard to understand how someone could have criminal convictions and not know about it, particularly when you subsequently applied for and received an LTC. And when you receive an LTC, there's disqualifying convictions. So any misdemeanor with a potential sentence of over 2 years, which is almost every misdemeanor in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, results in you being federally ineligible for a firearm. So under your circumstances, when you got that to LTC, it should have really come up whether or not the potential sentence on your misdemeanors was 2 years or under, and that must have been the case, and that's consistent with your statement that these are relatively minor matters. But the problem is they're very old. You haven't really submitted paperwork for the commission to really understand what happened, and I understand things get destroyed, court records, aren't kept. I get that. But your affidavit, really, from my view as an attorney, doesn't explain to us how it is that you didn't know you had these convictions. It's just that, when someone has a criminal conviction in their life, that's a pretty major event. And I understand it was a long time ago, but these are the questions that we have, and this is why, I'm suggesting, because I saw a couple commissioners when I said, undisclosed criminal convictions, they seemed kind of surprised. So I'm not sure everyone had an opportunity to really look at your affidavit in the packet of materials. And so for people to dig into this and really think about it, I think, if they want to continue it, that's an appropriate move. And of course, they have the authority and power to do so. Second of all, again, I'm not your attorney. I can't give you legal advice. But ultimately, a knee-jerk reaction to that, it might not be what you're looking for. So, that's my 2 cents, and I'll leave it to the commissioners. And if they want any further explanation from me on the legal issues, but again, as a lawyer, what concerns me in this affidavit is, and I understand he's using the fact that he got an LTC to minimize the seriousness of the convictions, and I get that. It is consistent with that. But what it isn't consistent with is not knowing that you had convictions, because when you apply for an LTC, all of that is generally discussed. So that's that. And Mr. Quarterman, I'm the attorney for the License Commission. I have to advise them on these issues, and I'm doing it on the record with transparency out of respect for you. I didn't, this is being discussed with them for the first time on the record with you sitting here. So I'm trying to be as fair as possible. But so commissioners, it's up to you if but if I'm right that some of you were sort of not ready for this particular issue, then I think a motion to continue it to whatever date you think you have time to really go through it. Appropriate. If not, we can go forward to that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that information. I'd like to make a motion to continue this new petition for an all alcoholic beverage license for WRL R&R LLC District Infusion Table DB located at 278 Worthington Street to June 24th, 2026. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay. Mr. Quarterman, we'll see you on the 24th.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The next item under new business is the supplemental license commission rules and regulations regarding outdoor alcoholic beverage table service. And this is a review for approval by the commission.
Okay, so this is a project that turned into a bit of a bear. Ultimately, during COVID, when we approved the temporary outdoor dining, the regulations that we were working with at that time in the emergency really didn't address everything that we needed it to. But most importantly, we did not, unlike most communities, if not all, we did not have the businesses sign indemnity agreements protecting the city from liability. Say someone's having a drink outside, trips over a table, breaks their leg. Right now, at any business that's having outdoor dining that touches public property or sidewalk, the city does not have indemnity, and we are not listed as a subsequent insured or a secondary insured on their insurance policy. Other cities did do so. So I had to go back to the drawing board on this. All of that is part of the policy now. We do have an indemnity agreement drafted, and I amended the application that the commission already approved just to throw in a couple sentences about the insurance in the indemnity. The biggest business I was concerned about was the Mass Mutual Center. With their outdoor events. We are, as of this week, added as an additional insurer. And the instant I have approval from the commission on the indemnity agreement, I expect they will sign that as well. And we'll have to go through the process of reaching out to the businesses who already are doing this. But the application that you have in front of you that you already approved, essentially, it will be the process for new applicants, and the regulations that I drafted will be our regulations going forward. I can tell the commission I went through regulations from Boston, Worcester, Nantucket, some smaller towns. I've had some coordination with the attorney for the License Commission in Chicopee, who happens to be my stepbrother, which makes it really convenient. A lot of work went into what's in there. I tried to tailor it to Springfield in a smaller city than Boston. The thing that is not in there, that some cities do have, is a set hour that the outdoor dining can happen. A lot of cities have 11 to 10, I believe, or 11 to 9. From working with you over the last maybe, I guess we're probably at a year now, I figured you might want to set your own policy on that going forward. So I didn't want to put that in stone in any of the regulations. If the commissioners want me to do that, you certainly could approve them contingent on me adding that. But I thought you might want to establish your own practice of what you believe is appropriate. Because I can't imagine we're going to want, like Theodore's has outdoor dining. They've been doing outdoor dining, and they can be open quite late. Frankly, I don't know what their practice is with ending the outdoor dining. And, they're a really easy business to deal with and contact, and that's just one I thought of. So that's something we're going to have to address going forward, because if a business is open, like the license we just gave for 2 a.m, and say he had food with table service outside the bar, I don't think he will, but just a theoretical. Obviously, I would expect the commissioners wouldn't want that occurring until 2. And do you have any questions for me on this?
I got one question, Attorney. I didn't see anything around capacity. Does it match the indoor as opposed to the outdoor, the same capacity? I didn't see any numbers around.
That's an interesting question. I did not see a regulation on outdoor capacity anywhere, but what we could do, and this is in the policies, how this is often dealt with is it's required, and I have this right in the regulations, so we can put this on all the licenses. What cities do is they require that people being served beverages have food, which we already have in there, but also that they'd be seated. So if you don't have a seat, you're not getting a drink. And I think that's probably the cleanest way to do it. And I specifically reserve in the regulations that you can require, if you want, by your discretion, that they be seated. I could amend it so that we require that of everyone, if that's what the commission prefers. And I guess you could, if you want, give me a contingent approval on that change. But very early in the regulations, you will see that we reserve the right to insist that people be seated if they're going to be served alcohol. I can make that mandatory for everyone, if that's what the commission would prefer.
Thank you. Any questions? No.
Right.
Okay. Did you say you do, John? No?
No, I agree that I think we should put that a person has to be seated. Because if we allow a person to be seated, it's going to end up being an outside extension, and people are just going to gather and drink without having food. It just hang out there, in which probably the bar or the restaurant's probably not capable of handling. So I feel they should be seated.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Then I'd like to make a motion to approve the indemnity agreement contingent upon adding the hours and
So I'm sorry, Madam Chair. So the indemnity agreement wouldn't include the capacity language or the seated language. So there's 3 documents. There's the application, which you've already approved. I did send you the new one that just has a couple sentences added. So I'm looking for approval of that. I'm looking for approval of the rules and regulations. It's an amendment to our rules and regulations. That would be contingent on the requirement that people be seated. And then finally, we have the indemnity agreement.
Okay. Perfect. Then I'd like to make a motion to approve the application. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Kane?
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. I'd like to make a motion to approve the rules and regulations requirement. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Kane?
Question, is that with the pending agreement?
The rules and regulation requirement.
With the amended piece.
Contingent,
Okay.
correct. Contingent upon adding the hours and the capacity, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Is there?
Okay. We didn't talk about the hours. I thought the hours we were doing
capacity.
case.
Just the capacity?
Yeah, no, so what we're gonna do, and this language is already in there, that we can do this. I just need to change it that this is the policy for everyone, and what it's contingent on is just a change that, anyone being served alcohol outside has to be seated, and be getting food as well. And we already have the food requirement in there, but it's contingent on the amendment that anyone being served is seated outside.
Okay. So,
Yes.
so you said yes?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yeah. Oh, hey, oh, yes.
Commissioner Safransky,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. And the third one is a motion to approve the indemnity agreement. Is there a
Second.
second?
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Okay, perfect. Think that is all for today. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 6:43 p.m.
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner D'Angelo Antonio,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Safransky,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa, yes. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.